BlackRock is the wealthiest company on the planet. Online, more and more proof is leaking that BlackRock has a serious interest in XRP Ripple. They're currently purchasing millions of XRP coin. Why are they buying up millions of XRP coins? This is going to be the most bizarre part. According to experts, the price of XRP Ripple may skyrocket up to $122,580. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Take it one step at a time. Let's get started. Disclaimer: Ripple's battle with the SEC is finally over, and its implications are huge for XRP. Ripple has settled its legal dispute with the SEC, paying $50 million in fines. This effectively closes a chapter on the future of cryptocurrency. After this case is behind us, there are rumors that Wall Street giants including BlackRock and Fidelity will be preparing an XRP exchange-traded fund ETF. ETFs are regulated products that allow investors to purchase shares that represent an asset such as stocks, gold, or cryptocurrency without actually holding the asset. The approval of Bitcoin Spot ETF earlier this year was a major shift for the cryptocurrency industry. It opened the doors to institutional investors. Ethereum soon followed. XRP may be the next to follow. ETF approval means institutional money, legitimacy, demand has increased. BlackRock's move to launch an XRP-based ETF would change the game for token adoption. Nate Geraci is the president of ETF Store. He said, "I expect BlackRock to be involved, Fidelity, etc. All of them will be involved." XRP ranks third in terms of market capitalization among non-stable coins. This is something that the largest ETFs will not ignore. Rumors are circulating that BlackRock has already positioned itself on the XRP marketplace. Skylar Yoshim tweeted that BlackRock owns 16 billion tokens of XRP. People who are in the know. This would indicate that BlackRock quietly accumulates XRP prior to making an official ETF application. CryptoGeek, a crypto news site, accused BlackRock of manipulating XRP prices to increase holdings. Although there is no proof to back this up, it would not be shocking if large institutions strategically accumulated XRP as the market became distracted by regulatory issues. Loki's post suggests BlackRock is preparing to file for an XRP ETF and discussions are underway behind closed doors with regulators. BlackRock was among the early movers in launching Bitcoin's ETF. This wouldn't surprise me if BlackRock is preparing to do the exact same thing for XRP. BlackRock is rumored to be planning to invest $9 trillion in XRP. This claim has been making the rounds on the crypto scene. Edo Farina shared the rumor. It is difficult to confirm, but even a small fraction would be enough to send shockwaves throughout the market. This figure may be a bit exaggerated, but it does show the increasing belief that XRP will receive a big institutional push. BlackRock is not just another investor. BlackRock is the world's largest asset management company, controlling trillions of dollars. The value of XRP and its credibility may skyrocket if it puts all its support behind the token. These ETF rumors are not coincidental. The regulatory pathway for an XRP-based ETF is now clearer. Stuart Alderode, Minders Ripple's chief legal officers, highlighted the fact that SEC's case was based on weak ground, and Judge Annalisa Torres' ruling confirmed this. XRP does not have to be a security. The ruling is important because XRP now falls into the same category with Bitcoin and Ethereum, which both have ETFs approved. As regulatory uncertainty is reduced, there are few obstacles to XRP becoming a major asset that receives ETF status. When giants such as BlackRock and Fidelity start to look at XRP, you can be sure that something major is on the way. How big will it be? Let's say that the figures being used are absolutely insane. We could see a major financial change if these ETF rumors are true. Sounds crazy, right? Wait until you read what experts predict. This could be huge. Some experts and financial models predict that XRP could reach a value of $60,000 per token, or even as high as $122,580. Does it sound impossible? Maybe. When you look at the logic that underlies these predictions, it becomes clear how different they are. XRP was viewed as an underdog for years. It has been undervalued and misunderstood. Investors that held on through the storm now see a world where institutional interest has exploded. Jack the Rippler said that you can create generations of wealth by holding XRP. This belief doesn't come from blind faith. Forbes predicted that XRP would reach $60,000. This price seems ridiculous at first. It suddenly seems more plausible when you consider the recent shift to tokenization and institutional demand. XRP is already a world shocker. It soared 67,000% in 2017, creating overnight millionaires. One trader predicts a Trump pump of 67,000% for XRP in the same way as 2017. If XRP's price experiences a surge similar to 2017, it could surpass even the most optimistic expectations. There's a more ambitious prediction. Valhill Capital's collateralization model suggests XRP could have a fair market price of $122,000 under the right circumstances. $580 can be earned per token. The model assumes that the global financial system will be tokenized, with commodities and stocks moving to blockchain networks. The model uses XRP to divide the $5.3 quadrillion estimated global wealth and $6.2 quadrillion projected tokenized assets by 2030. This valuation is staggering. It's not just a speculative estimate. This is a mathematical project based on the assumption that XRP will become a pillar in the global financial system, acting as a bridge for tokenized transaction across the globe. Even conservative analysts are not convinced by the sky-high figures, and predict an XRP boost of 600%, which could still change investors' lives. Demand could push the price of XRP beyond expectation if XRP receives massive institutional support and a subsequent ETF approval. Some believe, as excitement grows, that those who stayed strong when XRP finally reaches its potential will be labeled lucky. Amenek summarized the situation best: "They'll call you lucky, but it has very little to do luck." The shift in global finance is becoming more apparent to those who are aware of it. XRP's legal clarity and banking partnerships. The potential ETF approval makes it a leading contender in the race for the financial revolution. Early adopters will not only be fortunate, but they will be visionaries if these predictions are true. Let's now dive into XRP Ripple's new partnerships. This is a major factor that can drive an unreal amount of growth. There's more going on behind the scenes than institutional interest or ETFs. It's not something that many people are aware of yet. Ripple has the potential to take over the global financial system. Partnerships are being created right now that will lead to a revolution in the financial system. What's next could be the biggest bullish sign of all. Ripple and Chipper Cash's partnership is a major step forward for the adoption of crypto in Africa. Traditional financial systems in Africa have struggled to overcome inefficiency, high transaction fees, and long delays. Integrating Ripple payments, over 5 million people in 9 African countries can now make real-time borderless payments with Chipper Cash, confirming Ripple's vision for a frictionless financial system. Africa's digital economy is growing rapidly, and it has become a key market for payments based on blockchain technology. The area receives annual remittances worth billions of dollars, but many transactions are costly and slow because they rely on an outdated banking infrastructure. Ripple's blockchain-based technology will allow Chipper Cash to send and receive instant international payments year-round. This eliminates the restrictions of traditional banking. This may be a major adoption driver for XRP as people begin to use crypto-powered transactions for their everyday needs. Reese Merrick is Ripple's Middle East and Africa Managing Director. He said that the partnership was a significant step towards expanding Ripple's presence on the continent. Ripple has been working for a decade to get fiat currency onto the blockchain. The global financial transition is now accelerating as more and more businesses adopt crypto to make payments. Ham Siren Jogi echoed the sentiments of this statement and said that enabling crypto payments is key for greater financial inclusion and empowers individuals and business by giving direct access to global markets. It's not just another collaboration. This is a clear sign that XRP wants to be the global backbone for finance. Ripple has continued its push into Africa following the expansion of OnIFRIC through 2023. This is not an isolated action, but a part of a strategy to dominate international cross-border payment worldwide. As the adoption of crypto in emerging markets grows,